God has set you apart for a reason. It's the reason why people look at you weird. It's the reason why they look at you funny. It's the reason why they gossip about you. And it's the reason why people are always trying to change you and try to get you to conform to what they want you to be. People want you to live up to their expectations. People want you to be the idea that they set in their mind about you. So it's going to make them feel a certain way when you're not conforming to the things that people conforming to. It's not going to make them feel good when they see that you're not liking the things that everybody else like. You're not walking the way everybody else walking. When you choosing to do your own thing, it's because God has set you apart. God has set you apart to fulfill his purpose so you can go back home and be with your heavenly Father, not to be liked by the world. That's why the world going to be upset. That's why the world going to look at you funny. So we shouldn't care about the opinions of people when God has set us apart for a reason. Y'all get what I'm saying? People's opinions are going to perish with this world. So why are we binding ourselves and caring so much about what people think, what they got to say? Do what it is that God is calling you to do. If God is calling you to open up a business, do it. If God is calling you to start content, do it. If God is calling you to open up a daycare, do it. If God is calling you to be a fireman, do it. Whatever God is calling you to do it. Because it don't matter what it is that God is calling you to do. People gonna laugh. People ain't gonna understand. But it's not for them to understand you. It's about them understanding who God is. So you just do what God is calling you to do. And if they want to understand it, if they want to get to know God for themselves, good. If not, that's on them. You just make sure you doing your part. People gonna laugh at you. People gonna have comments. Everybody in the world have an opinion. So how valuable are these opinions? If everybody had $1 million today, everybody woke up with $1 million in their account. Would $1 million have any value? No. A candy bar gonna be $1 million off a rip. So if everybody have an opinion, how valuable are these opinions? Because truth be told, if it ain't the truth, it don't hold no value. It don't hold no weight. If it ain't what God says, it's foolishness. So don't focus on what they saying. Don't focus on what everybody else doing. You focus on what God is saying and what God is doing in your life. Don't allow people to be a distraction. You ain't supposed to be caring about people's opinion. You're supposed to be caring about what God says about you. And what does God say about you? God says you're fearfully and wonderfully made. God says he knew you when you was in your mother's womb. God said he loves you. God is creating you in his image. So that means you inherently have value. We as humans inherently have value because we're made in the image of God. And we're supposed to reveal the invisible God and make him visible through our character, being who God has called us to be. So don't be worried about what people got to say. Don't worry about what they think. People gonna keep talking. So you might as well be doing what God has called you to do. So don't be a shell of yourself. When you start to care about what people think, you'll start to see yourself becoming a shell. You know what? Nah, they call me weird for this, so I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna dumb this down. Or they said I was tripping. They said I went too far with this. So you know what? I'm gonna just dumb this down. I really want y'all to understand something. A lot of people set forth limitations in their mind about you. So whenever you're on the verge of breaching past that limit that they set forth in their minds, they're now gonna feel some type of way. You wondering why, dang, they acting funny. Dang, they mad. Dang, they angry. It's because they set a limit of you in their mind and you surpassed that. So now they mad that they was wrong in their own mind. And a lot of times you can see the hate in their comments. They'll say little slick stuff. It be disrespect disguised as jokes. Saying little slick stuff. But you see it. So it's like, what do I do with that now? You show them grace and you keep it pushing. Don't be distracted. Focus on God. Focus on the people that God is calling you to help. Because if you focusing on all the people that are not supporting you, that's not going to make you want to get nothing done. That's going to make you feel down. That's going to make you feel rejected. And even on the flip side, if you focusing on the people that are rejecting you, and if it is fueling you, that's the wrong thing that's fueling you. You shouldn't be fueled by rejection. You should be fueled by the Spirit of God. Because if you're fueled by rejection, that's not going to breed grace onto people who doubting you. That's not going to want to make you forgive people who put you down. But when you led by the Spirit of God, you're able to do what God is calling you to do and be graceful with everything that you're doing and be able to forgive the people who look down upon you. I really want y'all to understand that, because I don't want y'all to be fueled by rejection, because rejection can breed greatness. Rejection can breed greatness. But at what cost? Your soul? Because you got anger, bitterness, unforgiveness in your heart? Imagine if Joseph did that to his brothers. Joseph's brothers sold him into slavery. And Joseph ended up becoming the top dog in Egypt. The second most powerful man in Egypt. Only person who was above him was the Pharaoh at the time. After that, it was Joseph. It was a famine. His brothers needed some food. They didn't even recognize Joseph. It had been so long. They didn't realize that they was coming to Joseph for food. And Joseph showed them grace. Joseph forgave them, loved on them, embraced them. Joseph could have used that moment to be like, nah, you know what? Y'all sold me into slavery, whatever. Nah, y'all on your own. But he didn't do that. He wasn't fueled by rejection. He was fueled by the Spirit of God, man. So make sure y'all remember that. You set apart for a reason. They're going to keep making fun of you. They're going to make fun of you if you pull out the camera. They're going to make fun of you when you try learning a new skill. They're going to make fun of you when you try quitting a job. They're going to make fun of you when you start the job. It don't matter. So if y'all going to be talking, I might as well be doing what God has called me to do, man. So you're set apart for a reason. Embrace that. Embrace it. God made you quirky in some areas. Embrace it. God has made you crafty in certain areas. Embrace it. God has given you a voice. Embrace it. Embrace everything that God has given you and walk in it boldly. Live every day like it's your last. Not in the sense of doing what you want and being completely reckless, but being grateful, being bold, being loving, being joyful. Imagine if God said, hey, you know what? You got 1 week left. Make the best of it. You're going to be who God has called you to be. You're not going to care about what people think, because you're going to be like, hey, look, I only got a week left to live. You see what I'm saying? You're going to want to express what God has called you to be. You're going to want to be grateful for everything. You're going to want to spread that joy and love. Forgive people. Give people a good experience of you before you leave. And we should live like that every day. Live every day like it's your last day. You know? And that should bring forth love. That should bring forth grace. That should bring forth freedom. So don't wait until tomorrow to be who God has called you to be. Don't wait until next week. Start right now. Fully embrace it, man. Be who God has called you to be, man, and bring a smile to somebody else's face, man. And I pray that this video found y'all well. I love y'all, and make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And until next time, we out.